Okay, if you're a parent in the Halifax area, this is a question that's probably kept you up at night. When your kid finally gets their license, are they really ready for our roads? It is a massive step. So in this explainer, we're going to break down what it actually takes to prepare them for what's out there.
Now listen to this. That isn't some kind of exaggeration. It's a direct quote from a local driver trying to describe Highway 102 in the winter. That's the reality your new driver is going to face. This is about so much more than just learning to parallel park. It's about learning to survive in some really high-stakes environments.
And you know, it's not just the dramatic, scary stuff. It's the daily grind, too. Did you know our region has the third worst traffic congestion in the entire country? That's 111 hours a year that we spend stuck in gridlock. That demands a kind of patience and hazard perception that, let's be honest, most new drivers just don't have yet.
So here's the crucial point. Driving an HRM is just different. Whether you're talking about the crazy hills and winter chaos on Highway 102 or the bumper-to-bumper nightmare on the Bedford Highway, our local conditions really demand a higher level of skill than what standard driver's ed typically gives.
So why is there this disconnect? Well, it really comes down to something that researchers call the practice gap. And this is the fundamental flaw in how most new drivers are trained, not just here, but pretty much everywhere. Let's dig into what that actually means.
The gap becomes crystal clear when you just look at the numbers. You see, most programs mandate about 10 hours of in-car lessons with a professional. But the research? It's undeniable. To actually truly reduce a new driver's crash risk, they need between 100 and 120 hours of supervised practice. That is a huge, huge difference. And here is the part that is just shocking. Nova Scotia's graduated licensing program mandates exactly 0 of those recommended practice hours. 0. That means the entire responsibility for filling that 100-hour gap, it falls completely on the parents, and usually with little to no real guidance.
This gap in the rules leads to exactly what you'd expect. Most driving schools, and you can't blame them, they teach what's needed to pass the road test. They aren't required to teach survival skills for hitting black ice on Highway 102, and they don't give you a structured plan for those vital 100-plus hours of practice with mom or dad. So how do you bridge this gap? Well, to figure that out, our source material took a close look at one provider, Young Drivers of Canada, because they've basically built their entire program around solving this exact problem, and they do it with a 3-part solution. Their approach is built on 3 main pillars. First, a curriculum that's all about survival, not just passing a test. Second, a system that actually structures that all-important practice time. And third, using technology to make the whole learning process stick for today's teenagers.
First, let's talk about the curriculum. We're not just talking about theory here. The source points out that Young Drivers is the only school in HRM that teaches evasive maneuvers as part of its core program. We're talking skills like how to recover if your wheels drop onto a gravel shoulder, or how to avoid a head-on collision. These are exactly the skills you need for those roller coaster moments on our highways.
Second, they go right after that practice gap. Instead of just saying, hey parents, go drive around for 100 hours, they give you structured plans. This turns what could be just aimless, repetitive driving into focused sessions that build specific skills, whether it's navigating the roundabouts on Glendale or merging into heavy traffic. And third, the tech. Their driver's coach app is designed to make all that practice time way more effective. It uses the phone's GPS to track routes, it gives you AI-powered feedback on things like following too closely, and, get this, it can even run mock road tests on the actual routes used by the Sackville Access Nova Scotia office.
Okay, that all sounds pretty good in theory, right? But the real question is, does it actually work? Let's take a look at the data the source provides on how their graduates actually perform out on the road.
And the results are, well, they're pretty compelling. According to a multi-year survey of their graduates, a staggering 96.7% are either completely collision-free or were not at fault in any collision they had. That means only about 3% of their graduates had an at-fault accident. That's really impressive.
But here's the number that really stopped me in my tracks. More than half of their graduates, 56.8%, could point to a specific moment where a skill they learned in the program helped them avoid a crash. That right there is the difference between learning theory and learning real-world survival. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the price. Young Drivers definitely has a premium price point. You're looking at anywhere from about $900 to $2,000, while competitors are often in that $600 to $750 range.
The source material suggests its difference really comes down to what you're getting. That's specialized curriculum, the practice app, and higher training standards for their instructors.
So this leads to the ultimate question for parents. It's not really about finding the absolute cheapest option that just ticks the provincial box. It's about reframing the whole choice as an investment in your kids' long-term safety.
This really frames the real cost in a different light. The upfront fee, yeah, that's one thing. But as the source material points out, preventing just one at-fault collision can easily save you thousands in deductibles and skyrocketing insurance premiums. That could completely offset a higher initial investment and then some.
So, in the end, it really all boils down to this one question. When your son or daughter is driving home alone and they hit a patch of black ice on a dark stretch of Highway 102, what training do you wish they had? The one that got them a license or the one that taught them how to survive?